Good evening and welcome to Hangout in the Crib. It is your Battle Pirates Crib crew. I am the BP Professor and I'm joined by a fine group of men. Hefe,
Hello, everybody.
Daniel,
Hello, everyone.
and my Lagunitas.
It's 2 weeks in a row. We haven't got a new sponsor yet. Damn it.
Oh, I wish we were sponsored by a beer company. That would be fantastic.
I tell them that every week when you change beers, we're sponsored by whoever that may be.
Well, today it's Lagunitas. I always feel like that name is plural, and it's just weird. Like I'm having a Lagunitas.
Yeah.
Maybe that's like a subtle thing that you're supposed to have more than one at a time.
But what I don't know the translation.
Well, that's the other thing. I don't know. It sounds like a Spanish word, but it's a California company.
Yeah. Well,
so no, it's
I'm wondering
not like
if it's a city name.
Oh, I don't know.
Because then it makes sense if Lagunitas is a city in somewhere in the Spanish-speaking part of the world. That's that would have like names of like Los Angeles and San Francisco as names of their cities.
The Lagunitas Brewing Company is from Petaluma, California.
Okay.
Thanks for choosing Homicidally Hoppy Ale. It's not that hoppy.
Yeah. What's the bitterness units? Does it show it on the side?
Let's see, 6.2 alcohol. I don't see an IBU rating.
Okay, alrighty.
All right, well, we should talk Battle Pirates. There was a release today and a new TLC and some build time reductions. So let's do the screen share and get rolling.
Or we could talk about how I brought my heat gun that I used to strip furniture into the kitchen. But we can wait that for the after show.
All right. I'm excited. We'll talk after show.
Okay.
All righty. So bug fixes. Fixed an issue where users were able to move their fleets away from an engaged target on the world map. Only one bug fix, but I heard this one was a doozy. I heard people complaining they were losing fleets. And because like they'd be in combat, but then they'd move away. And so then they'd have like a ghost fleet on the world map. It's nice to have those come back. So yeah, I wasn't bit by this. I don't know if you guys ever were.
Yes.
No,
especially during the raid.
Okay.
Oh, people were sniping you?
No, it was I would hit one of the targets during the raid, and I would use my monolith fleet, and since they don't have anything like higher than 86 range, they would go straight into the rocket turrets, the cold snaps and stuff, and just die without me trying to control them.
Oh, right.
You gotta move their fleets away from engaged.
Because you thought you were not in combat, and you were.
Yes.
Right. Okay.
I was in the combat. The target was red, but I could move my ships around on the map, and I could send it home and everything. But it wouldn't let me into the battle. I would try to view the battle and everything, and it wouldn't even let me in.
Yeah, okay. So anyway, good bug to fix.
Yes.
I bet they're having much more success than this lady because she's got some big old thingies that are blocking her from accessing the underside of her vehicle. I don't recommend a career as an auto mechanic to this young lady.
Yeah, she probably needs a jack more than most of us do.
I'll give her a jack.
Yeah.
All right. No, of course I won't.
Okay.
Okay, next.
As Miss Professor walks into the room.
Okay, so not a bug fix, but definitely an awesome thing. They reduced a bunch of build times on things we need for this upcoming raid. We had complained on this show. I'm sure the other shows are complaining. We talked about it in the town hall that the build times on the Phoenix were starting to hit that out of control sort of level. 19 days, 20 days. That was not cool. Yeah. So a lot of these things were basically cut in half, right? Talon, they cut basically 7.5 hours off it. Frontline countermeasures cut in half, 21 hours less. Zinth D5M, I think on a previous show we were talking about using 2 D5 corrosive because the build time was so much less on the corrosive. And so now the D5M is at least in line with that. Fusion Charger, I don't know what the big deal is with that one.
I'm trying to think. Maybe for the new...
I think it's for the new ship.
I guess.
Yeah. The new Conqueror ship, yeah.
Yeah. But so that's good if you're going to build that bad boy. And then Siege Battery, again, got cut in half. So, you can talk about like 2.5 days, I would say, between, 7 less missiles at 7.5 hours each. You're talking like, day and a half, 2 days less to build your missiles, and then another almost a day cut off if you're using Siege Battery or Frontline Countermeasures, which you probably should be using one or the other of those on Phoenix. So that's pretty good. It's also pretty good if you want to refit Talons on other older ships carrying missiles. And we'll get to that.
And it makes more advantageous than if you have the Talon, because the Talon now has a shorter build time than the Scoria. Because the Scoria is about closer to 10 hours, which is, sort of the poor man's Talon in this instance.
Yeah, it's interesting, right? Because you say, man, I want less build times, and I was kind of hoping the Talon missile would be about the same as the Blade and the Scoria. Now it's less. So this is, I think the special reductions are about in line, but that missile reduction is probably more than I would have expected.
Yeah. I mean, either that or they just normalize them all. All of them, the whole potential missiles that we could potentially use here, just move them all down to make them reasonable.
Well, and that's interesting, right? Because they say we expect to perform further reductions to other components in the coming weeks. So you could almost expect that the other missiles will be reduced to less than that.
And I'm wondering, like, Phalanx 4 and things like that are also probably going to be used in the raid a lot might potentially get a reduction, unless they've gotten one recently.
Phalanx no, that's still over a day for a Phalanx 4. That would be nice to get reduced. But what I was thinking is that if you didn't get the Talon and you are talking about building some missile ships with other missiles, I wonder if you want to just hold off on the weapons as long as you can to see if there's another reduction coming on those missiles.
I don't know. Well, the way they treated it, I don't know. Well, if you did a long build, I don't know. Click one more click.
Oh, okay, yeah. So that's you, I assume.
Yeah.
So what did you build to get all those tokens?
I was building a Phoenix with Talon missiles on it. And,
just one?
Just one Talon missile or one Phoenix? I was in the midst of what they did is people that were building Phoenixes with Talon missiles during, that were ongoing during this reduction got compensated with 1 hour ship build tokens.
Right. I'm just wondering because I got 16, and so I was almost done with a Phoenix with 7 Talons and frontline countermeasures.
I think they calculated how much time you had left because it's about I think I already had.
Oh, so you had a lot of time left.
Yeah, I already burned a 2-day. I had to burn a 2-day, and I had time left. Yeah, I had about. That's about right. I don't think I got. maybe they rounded up on the hour, but I'm not sure. But basically, the hours that you had remaining on your build, I'm assuming just as it related to the Talon missiles, because that's all I was putting on it. That's how many 1 hour token builds you got. So
I don't know. I was building with 6. I don't think I'm whole. Let's just say from before, but I don't mind. I'm not gonna get too spun up over it. I'm just glad they reduced the build time, honestly.
Yeah, because I don't think they're going back to the beginning of your build, but I'm saying if you had an ongoing build, I think you got the time remaining left on it. Is what it looked like. That's what looks like what happened to me. Yeah.
So all right, cool.
And sorry everybody about the chat. It's Daniel's fault.
Yeah.
Daniel didn't want to have anybody.
Oh, I thought it was 99's fault.
Yeah, that's always a possibility. We're just blocking YouTube chat because of we didn't want to hear from Nines. No, it's across the board. It's a YouTube issue at this point, and I've seen it saw it on the TFC show earlier that they were also having this similar issue. So,
all right. I still like blaming Nines.
Yeah, it's always a good idea.
All right, so we got some new targets today. Reaver Assault targets, and they're at nav relays. They look like the mega hull relay things that you anchor your mega hulls to. So they just started a few hours ago, 4 hours ago, I guess, and it'll be running for 2.5 days. No, a day and a half. And they look to me just like the VXP targets and the raid preview targets. And they're saying again that these are similar to the tier 7, so that's like an S target. No retreat, no co-op. And if you beat it, you'll get a assault chest or a treasure chest, which may include build tokens for Justice and Visago's Pride, which is something I wouldn't mind getting. Structure build tokens, which I have a lot of. Base parts, Phoenix VXP tokens, which would be appreciated. Super hull shards and or titanium. So that's cool. I think these targets are pretty hard unless you've coined up some Phoenix. Or maybe some Apollos. I don't know. Hearing good things. But we'll get there. Anything else? Anybody tried one of these yet?
I haven't even tried it.
I was going to try it with the one Phoenix I've built, but I don't expect much success. Okay. Moving on.
I'll check later to see if I refit my Apollos and try it out.
Yeah, it's I guess it's a good thing for testing, but it's I don't know. It's most of the people that would hit this already have all their Phoenixes. I don't know if you said this. My beer isn't as close as yours, so I had to go downstairs.
Oh.
But a lot of the people that have the equipment to do this don't really need to do it. So I'm not really sure I'm assuming this is being done as some sort of data gathering operation.
Yeah. Let's Kix get some data. So I just want to get too spooled up about this, right? If you can't hit these, then don't cry about it. I don't know. Just don't hit them. I'm going to try one, but like I said, I expect it's going to be pretty hard. I saw just before the show, I saw 99's video, and he did hit one with one Phoenix, and he couldn't even beat like a group of ships, that first group of ships. He was, the drones are coming after him, and he was staying away from them, but he wasn't killing them very quickly. Those things have some wicked evade.
Yeah. One of the reasons I've done a mix. I've put one in with the what's the one that you keep on using, Daniel?
Counter missile extender.
Okay, we got it. The word that if you use gaming mode, which I'm not sure how to get to, in YouTube chat, it'll work. Does anybody know how to get to gaming mode? And YouTube? Hello?
I expect it uses both hands.
Yes. So if anybody out there knows how to get the game, if anybody out there knows how to get the gaming mode, there is a possibility that chat won't work for you, but I don't know how to get to. I don't personally know how to get the gaming mode. So.
All right.
Okay. Yep.
Hunger, new TLC. It's a garrison type campaign. I haven't started it yet. I mean, it sounds like Call to Arms almost, where you've got garrison targets and then a couple Conqueror bases mixed in there.
Yeah, I started it. It's different in such that the mines that we're used to seeing, they move. It's not that you've had too much to drink and they look like they're spinning. They actually are spinning around the axis, which, from what I could tell, makes it much easier for the icebreakers to be involved in any sort of monolith action going on. So it's the unsinkable mines that used to be stationary. The issue that I ran into was tons of lag.
Oh, with all that moving stuff?
Yeah, with everything going around in circles, I just ran into a ton of lag. So I would recommend finishing the what's the other one called? Is it Call to Arms? What's the icebreaker? Yeah, I would recommend completing. Yeah, I would recommend completing that one first, and trying to do as much as possible to your icebreakers to speed them up and increase their damage, basically putting on the D100Vs, and then doing something about the lag, because I was getting a ton of lag with everything spinning around, but that might have been just a me issue.
Okay.
And also another point, Prize Pack 1, they're giving you a 1-day structure token build ×2, and we recently had our limit up to 7 because of a previous TLC. On July 5th, that limit's going to be brought back down to 2, and anything that you have above 2 is going to go away. So use it or lose it on your 1-day structure tokens.
Yeah, and you also get 1 days from the FMs, so definitely use them.
Yeah.
You know, because you're going to keep getting more.
Yeah. So don't try and hold on to 7, or let them pile back up doing this and the FM. I spent mine completely down yesterday, and I'll get more from both the FM and the other thing. But make sure on 4th of July you go and spend down all your 1-day structure tokens before they go away.
Or maybe your base is in good shape and you don't care.
Yeah.
Or you get base parts.
Yeah. Brian, welcome to the show, Mr. I'm really late.
I was kind of busy on this other thing. Kind of just finished. To get to gaming mode in YouTube so that people can access the chat, you want to take out the www dot and everything before that, and gaming.youtube.com/whatever this video URL is, and you will go to gaming mode. And I tested out for a little bit, and chat there works better than it does here.
Okay, very good. So I will replace.
Thank you, Brian.
You're welcome. I Googled it. I'm helping you.
Thank you.
You're maybe a little bit forgiven for being late.
If they could make another one of me so that I could be on TFC and the show at the same time, sure, I'd do that. That seems good.
All right. Well, I'm making faces at you, but you can't see because I'm presenting.
Oh no.
I'll make them later. All right. So let's talk about these prizes. Prize pack 1, you get a special for turrets. Prize pack 2, you get a new turret and some tokens for a ship you can't build. And then mastery, you can start building the new incinerator. All right. So radium reserves. This is the new turret special. Gives you radioactive reload, supercharge, and shockwave damage. So that's kind of cool. Anything else?
Yeah, it'd be nice to know. You know, it pairs with the weapon. It'd be nice to know what the shockwave count is, because that's, you know. Well, I guess we can go on to the following weapon, because that's really where that comes into play.
Yep.
As far as knowing when this shockwave kicks in.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because it's not listed in the blueprints. I mean, we could assume what, because that's a ×3 multiplier. This has a salvo of 5, so basically it's 1 per second, but that increases the reload. I wouldn't expect it to be 60 or anything like that we've seen on other ship-based weapons.
Yeah. So this is kind of an interesting weapon, right? You know, the first thing I was kind of looking for is it one of these shortish range weapons we've been seeing a lot of lately, like the Hyena, or is it long range? And you see it's got range 200 and it's got no minimum range, so no donut. So that's pretty nice.
Mm-hmm.
Then I noticed the damage of 17,000. Now that's split over 5 salvos. So that's only
200?
3,400.
3,400, okay.
Per hit, which is less than 1 radioactive plate, which gives you 5,000 deflection. But, you know, with some transformers and specials, I suspect this will get to the point where it is doing actual damage to ships with 1 rad plate. And then it's got this shockwave of 25,000, which, again, will crack through a lot of deflection. But we don't know how easy it is to get that shockwave.
Yeah. It would just be purely speculation for us to guess how many it would be, and that's just not, you know.
42.
Yeah.
20?
Yeah. 20?
I bet it is not 22.
No, I said 42.
Over-under is 18. Okay.
All right.
I'd take the over on 18.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
You take the over? Okay.
Yeah, so it's interesting, right? Because a lot of these new weapons, you've been kind of, I don't know, picking and choosing, right? Put a couple of these, couple of those. Now, if you load up a whole bunch of these, right, you're going to be more likely to get shockwaves. So I wonder if we'll start seeing some of that.
I mean, as long as you can make the damage high enough, because even on the shockwaves, the Visagos Pride that just came out, that's 15,000, and you might still need shockwave plates on your ships. But those are 15,000 initially, and then you've got 50% turret defense. It's a hard life for a phlogiston launcher.
Yep.
Yeah,
I so wanted Liam to be on the show today. On the TFC
No, you didn't.
show.
Yeah.
No. Just for this, just to announce this weapon.
Phlogiston.
No. It wouldn't even. He would have added syllables.
No,
it would have been a show.
You throw an X in there and a Z.
Yeah.
I see. All right.
It's not the accent.
It's not the accent. It's just an inability to read.
The end product. The end product is its own reward in this case.
All right.
Yes.
All right.
It is the destination, not the journey.
All right.
So, alrighty.
And then the incinerator. So the incinerator, it's a Reaver looking hull, Conqueror, same tier armor points, max weight as a lot of the Conquerors we've seen lately. It's the Ore series, so it's got this Rivals Bloodthirst, you know, that's sort of same as the Liberator, the Oppressor, or are there any other ores that I'm missing? Survivor,
yeah. And again, at least in my mind, I'm assuming they're being sloppy with this duplicate aura cap, because we're going to talk about the duplicate aura cap again. Am I to assume that this stacks 5 times, so the radioactive damage and the reload go up 250%?
Well, no, that's not part of the aura, though.
No, read Bloodthirst. Duplicate aura. I mean, why is but why do they have it there?
Oh, so you think the Bloodthirst stacks X5?
No, I don't think. I know it doesn't. I'm assuming it doesn't. But why is this line in here? Why is that duplicate aura cap of 5 in there?
Oh, right.
Because
maybe it has to do with if something else with Rivals Bloodthirst kills a thing, something else kills it. Maybe that is somehow involved in an aura, and you can have 5 ships, so it's 5. I don't know. I still think the Phoenix should have had a duplicate aura cap of 5, but what do I know? Oh, yeah. Well, not all the math, but a lot of the math.
Yeah.
Pretty much all the math.
Yeah, because I think it just should be stricken because A, there's not an aura, and it's confusing people. And it's on all the, at least all the tier 6 Conquerors. I'm pretty sure all the Conquerors that get Bloodthirst. It shows a duplicate aura cap of 5. Is this okay? The only way I could see that working is with like the resin. No, that doesn't even make sense either, because that's like resonance. Yeah. I don't even know what's. Talk to your people there, Larry, and get this sorted.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
That might want to go towards the bottom of the list of priorities, if I'm honest, but.
Well, but yeah. I mean, there's other things going on, but this one is really confusing to, especially the people that don't watch shows like this and are fairly new to the game, because the one on the Liberator is just crazy. If you actually read through it and think it multiplies by 5, you're doing 5,000% damage, and it's great. It's crazy.
But the thing is, the one post ever that explained what duplicate aura cap is and does is not even on the general discussion page. It's hidden way in the archives. No one's going to find it. New players aren't even going to know what this does, because that's how poor the communication of such things towards new players is. Although new players aren't going to be getting this because they don't have OP9, but still, just you think they could put like a little question mark by it, and you hover over the question mark, and it explains what it is in plain English.
Yeah.
And the fact that, how does this apply again to Bloodthirst?
The duplicate aura cap? Yeah, we
a 5.
I thought it was that originally I thought it was that you get the 5 of that. So if you have 5 of these in the flit, you would get like 4,000 times 5 penetration deflection.
Yeah. No, that's what that's what the other examples of this have been. Like the Icebreaker, those auras stacked up to 5 as long as you were close enough, and you could see the difference with that.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not the case here. But they have the same statistic with the exact same wording and the same number.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it's probably best that those new players don't actually even know what duplicate aura cap means, because more times than not, it's not actually reflecting that definition.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a pretty recent addition in terms of game mechanics. Did it come out with the Cannoneer, or did they wait until the Icebreaker?
It came out after the Cannoneer. It came out after I think right after the Cannoneer, because I remember me and George did an experiment on the show with how the Cannoneers stacked and how those stacks would separate, like even if you separated, those stacks were holding. And the next week we had a duplicate aura cap of 5 because we started talking about how like in mega attacks and whatnot. Oh my goodness, if we can stack up like 12 of these things and they maintain afterwards, then we had this duplicate aura cap the following week. So I'm not sure if those two things are related, but we did a little demo on the aura cap issue because we were crossing over a bunch of cannoneers, and we ended up with results that we didn't expect. And then we ended up with the duplicate aura cap, which was supposedly always in place, but they just wanted to tell us about it. It's on all the Conquerors, but it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, except over half the time it's wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, thank you for the desire for transparency in your game mechanics. But could you get it right, please? Could you get it consistent, please? I don't. Maybe with 5 duplicate auras, every time you shockwave, a mushroom cloud appears.
Yeah. But as far as the Incinerator goes, the big weakness appears to be the D100S, because it doesn't have any.
Yeah, you're right.
No explosive deflection. Although, so what I see on the deflection is that, right, you got ballistic, corrosive, and concussive, and you can add deflection armor for the other 3 types of damage, right? You can add penetrative, explosive, and radioactive in some mix. Mm-hmm. So, adding, I don't know exactly how you do the armor, but you might want to even think about one of each of those 3 and get yourself some deflection across the board.
Yeah, I'm liking this as a spotter ship because this is the first ship that we have that's going to have that is a Conqueror that I know of that has 108 range.
God.
Yeah. No, we had the.
Right. I forgot about that, and we discussed it like not even an hour ago, and I forgot about it.
Wait,
because I didn't want that thought in my head, because that would I want to sleep, guys. I want to sleep tonight.
Yeah, if you put the polonium accelerator on it, and then you put one of the newer long range throwers.
Okay.
You're gonna have, because it already has that radioactive range of 10, and then you're gonna add in the thrower range of 12 with the special. Now you have a spotter with 108 range, which is, I think it's breaking new ground. That's already in existence with the Harlock Alpha, but now it's in place with the
offense,
with the much more mobile, Conqueror.
Yeah.
No, didn't we have it in the Retribution?
I thought that had.
Did it have the +10 radioactive range?
+5?
Yeah.
+5.
+5 is the fusion.
Double check.
Oh, +5 is the fusion cruiser. The Retribution, I believe, is +10. I'm trying to.
Yes, it is 10.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah, it was. Okay, yeah, you're right, Daniel. Because I do remember that when they were. I do remember that. Okay. But the Incinerator, I think, is, it's the next generation as far as 108, because it can stand up some damage because it's tier 6.
Yeah.
So I don't know how you guys do your building of these things, but when with these ore ships and they do the mastery and you get 5 6-day tokens, I've generally been trying to get all 5 tokens, but then doing 3 6-day builds and then ranking and then finishing 2 of them with tokens. So I get kind of 2 of them without spending any shipyard time, but it just takes me a while. And then I finish more when I get more tokens when they rerun this campaign.
Yeah.
So
because you're not expected, because this one doesn't stack on itself, besides the fact that you would potentially, if you're going to use launchers, want to have multiples in there in order to get a shockwave. But if you're going to use throwers, having one versus
you can.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, you can mix and match them with the other ores.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. Phoenix. Why are we showing the Phoenix again?
Because we want to talk about it. We want to talk bad about it.
Oh, okay, you're ready to talk bad.
Yeah, let me find that thing. Okay, spreadsheet's up. Let's go.
Well, you can click one more time. Click one more time. Okay. Yeah, we just wanted to show the difference. This is what was in the background was associated with the what was released in the briefing, and now in the red, duplicate ORCAP of 1 for all of these things, which why they made it an aura we'll probably see at the end of the day. And then I guess click one more time. Okay. You can show the spreadsheet after this, Brian. I put 2 builds together in Huggies. On the left-hand side is the Apollo, and I try to get these things as close as possible. In the original one, these are all Talons, and then I got 2 charged armors, 1 missile, and then I got the big corrosive, the D5 corrosive. Done very similar things over here, but the Apollo has 1 more armor slot, and it also has 2 more weapon slots. So I was able to put 8 Talons on both of them, but I was also able to stick an extra Phalanx 4 on the Apollo.
But you had to leave off carbon fiber casing because you had 1 less special.
Yes. We only have 5 specials on this one. So I took those same 5 specials and put them over to the Phoenix and added carbon fiber. Because the Apollo has the Zoe's Apollo, the stats that we're going to show reflect that bonus. The Phoenix could potentially, and I wouldn't count on it. I sort of hope that they do something to the targets that discourages people from using the Savage Kodiak, because I think it's been released so long ago that I don't think it would be fair to balance targets based on such old technology. Because it gives plus 50% reload and plus 50% penetrative damage, or penetrative defense. The Grinshine Wrath is another one, which has, but it only provides plus 50% penetrating reload. And then if you click one more time, these will show the stats associated with both of them. On the left-hand side is the Apollo. The right-hand with the Zoes. The right-hand side has the Phoenix. And as you see, higher DPS for the Apollo. Armor's the same. Armor against ships, the Apollo is higher by about twice, because when you look at this, you want to look at how much damage you're going to take. So it's 341 versus 632. It's not quite twice, but it's in the neighborhood. Corrosive was about 20% in that neighborhood. The Phoenix wins out on the deflection slightly, has 100 more assault and 50 more siege deflection. And then then you look at it again, you got the same story, twice the missile and about 20% more corrosive. And then you go over here, it's
better accuracy.
Anti-missile?
No, I was talking about.
Oh yeah, the Apollo has better accuracy and has map speed. Oh, I dropped the combat speed because in Huggies they were blatantly wrong. Well, blatantly wrong in the Phoenix because it showed it about had a like 98.9 combat speed with Speed System 5. And it became a little bit more confusing because the Apollo has the accelerate function, which gives it 150% combat speed. In reality, I think doing the calculations myself, it has a difference of about 10 combat speed, which may play into this huge. I mean, that difference may be a huge factor. But I'm just looking at the stats that were provided, not what the actual performance in the target or whatnot, but just to, and then we have about a 57 to 63 evade, slow resist, stun resist show that they're the same. We're not sure if there's hidden things in the blueprints. And I put this out here for one reason, because the monolith obviously had issues relative to the Citadel originally, where the Citadel was not, or the monolith wasn't necessarily superior. And then, thank God we got the accelerate feature on the monolith. I couldn't live without that. That was just lovely. And my real fear here is that we're going to have increased cloak efficiency and dive time on the Phoenix in order to compensate for the differences relative to the Apollo.
What?
Yeah. Well, I think that's the same usefulness as the accelerate function had on the.
Oh, okay. Right.
Yeah, and then we also have the, even though the, we have the same amount of armor. Well, actually, the Apollo has 300 more armor, but this has a repair time of basically an hour less, 2 hours and 6 minutes versus 3 hours and 4 minutes, even though it has higher resistances and a little bit more armor. So I'm a little confused by the whole thing.
And it's not even a trade-off DPS-wise, not really. I mean, the only thing we can say at this point in defense of the Phoenix is the Phoenix doesn't have the flagship.
Yes.
And that's really about it.
Yeah, I mean, if you compared the Apollo without the Zoe, it might be a little more fair. But yeah, this Phoenix is supposed to be better. And I don't know, you got me almost convinced. But speed might make a big difference. You're going to want to try and keep a lot of the ships at range.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'm not recommending people go out and build the Apollos. I'm more like, why I'm confused why they did this. Number one, and I hope that they do make some changes, like I said. And I was joking about the dive time and cloak efficiency, but that's what we got last time when the monolith wasn't really up for the task, and they waited till the last minute to make all these changes associated with it. And I was just trying to sort of nip in the bud and throw this out early. As far as there's people that, at least on the stats that were given, it doesn't appear to be vastly superior.
Right, and with the Talon build reduction, if you got Talons, refitting those things onto Apollos is maybe a nice, happy medium. And really, you're probably only talking 3 days per Apollo if you just refit the missiles.
Yeah, but again, they're going to come out with a flagship for the Phoenix. So I wouldn't dump a lot of time into the Apollo. It's just a lot of this is to make people less afraid. If you don't have the Phoenix, go ahead and throw the do what Larry said and put the Talon on. And I don't think, if the stats that we get on the blueprints are correct, I don't think you're going to be at that much of a disadvantage relative to somebody that does on the Phoenix. So don't give up. Keep on moving on, and I think you might be okay in the next raid.
Yeah, and I'm not sure. I don't want to immediately call this an oversight and that they are bad at math, partially because I've already done that before, but partially because there's a sort of logic behind this. They could be trying to suggest or trying to get the gap, close the gap basically between the Apollo and the Phoenix, such that at least for the first rate cycle, if you have Apollos, you're going to do okay. And I feel that on some level that's necessary, because if you didn't get the Phoenix and all of its stuff, which was 120 million, unless you were super fast and got it all on day one, then it would just be so difficult for you to get the Phoenix, because they keep saying, well, you shouldn't be able to do A sets and S sets with Apollos, and we're going to try to stop that from happening. So it would just, the high-end players wouldn't be able to get it because they're doing B sets for 1 million with the point penalty. On the other hand, I don't think that it should be this close. I think that when you look at a Phoenix and you look at the Apollo, you should definitively be able to say that the Phoenix is significantly better in almost every respect that matters. And it's not. It just isn't. And when you do that, I think that you upset a lot of the high-end, the high coining players, as well as the high-end players that play for challenge or ego or reward for their effort. But if all of their efforts give them something that isn't better than tech they already had, what's the point of getting the new tech? What's the point of spending in the raid to get it, of coining the halls themselves for VXP weekend, in building it at all? And that's a huge chunk of revenue and active player participation that they lost. The other side, of course, if it's too powerful, then everyone doesn't have it, gets pissed and quits. So it is a kind of a fine line that they walk. But last rate cycle, they fell from that line, from the top of a skyscraper, didn't have a net, and became a road pizza. So they really need to work on this and get this right and quick.
Yeah. I mean, I guess the other variable to think about here is that the Skyfire carrier is coming, I would guess, next week in a TLC. It's got to be soon.
Oh, God, it's that soon already. Oh, no.
Right?
We've had 5 TLCs already. Yeah, no, that should be right.
So, yeah, if it's going to come out before the raid. Okay, so that's cool. Are you going to show some spreadsheet? I think that's the end of the slides.
I mean, I have it. It's got colors on it, but I've got it.
All right. And Hefe, you know, I didn't know Highlander, but I guess he came on the Friday show with Fairmount, and he passed away from cancer very recently. So goodbye, Highlander. Happy sailing. All right.
Okay, some budget.
I will exit the slides. Stop presenting. Sorry, it's dark. I didn't turn my lights on. Take me off present, Hefe. Or I'll start making faces at Brian. Boo.
He's got
gaming mode.
You got to make your own fun. MVP, you got to laugh to keep yourself from crying.
I guess so.
But, you know,
All
I was hoping for a chill week. I was hoping for, you know, well, they just did Hyperion Rising. I feel like they could have shifted that to this week, and then rather than giving us a new hull in the ore class, they give another run through of whatever one, you know, maybe the Oppressor, maybe kind of an older one for a Pride, perhaps, in case you didn't get it in the raid, just because 6-day raid, full of grinding, everybody hated it. Straight on into 4 TLCs in a VXP weekend, straight into this. Technically, I think the Call to Arms Icebreaker version is still going.
Yeah, I think so.
And I hear tale. I hear tale on the forums that a gentleman is using monoliths for the target, and the second level, I think I saw a photo. It's got the shrouded turrets that with the rockets that you running the gauntlet, but the gauntlet is the whole target. And apparently, if you have monos, that gentleman died. Whole fleet shredded. Level 2. They say it's for icebreakers, and people stop building icebreakers after they suck so hard the first raid. So, yeah. Thanks, Kicks.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I made the recommendation earlier in the show that if you can finish up the call to arms icebreakers and make them fast and make them mean.
So yeah, I built
at Hefe's motivation. I finished that. Thank you, Hefe, for motivating me.
Okay.
Because I suck.
How did it work out? You finished both of them? You finished?
Yeah. Okay. I
Okay.
finished the last run.
Okay. Was it as painful as you thought it was going originally?
Well, MX3 instead of RA3 on my lead tank made a huge difference.
Okay.
My grid model actually got some use after I swapped something off of it.
Okay. Yeah, Larry, how did you like that Call to Arms icebreaker version?
it was okay. I had to spend a couple coin, like literally maybe 4 coin for the 3rd and 4th run throughs. But yeah, and so I got it. I got all that stuff, and then I just built a 3rd icebreaker. And since my first 2 icebreakers didn't have good countermeasures, I built a 3rd icebreaker that was like mostly countermeasures, and then that was like 15 tokens, and then I had 4 left. So then I refit my other 2 icebreakers with like some of the V missiles, because I built them originally with all the S's. So now they have like 3 V rockets and the rest S rockets. And I don't know. And so like, so I've got 2 icebreakers like that, and then one with mostly countermeasures, some phalanx and some tridents. And then I actually just did it in a 103 before the show with those 3 ships, and still took like, I don't know, 3 hours repair or something to just hit 103. So they still kind of suck, in my opinion. But
yeah, I mean, the thing about the icebreakers is I have 4 of them, and they all have the D100 Vs. And I distributed the countermeasures, not like I normally do, but in this instance, they're all equally. One has, they all have Phalanx 4, and then either a Gale 2 or a Gale 3 on each one.
Mm-hmm.
And because I wasn't going to put frontline. Did you put frontline countermeasures on?
So on the countermeasure one I do, but the other 2 have garrison battery. That's how I originally built them.
Well, I have garrison battery and wait. Okay. I'm sorry. Yeah. Makes sense. Yeah, I have garrison battery on all of mine.
So yeah, I kind of built them originally not thinking about countermeasures at all. Okay. I don't know. I'm probably not good to ask on a icebreaker opinion. I mean, I don't like them, but I'll admit I don't have a good build built. So
yeah, and if you didn't become originally invested in them, it's a hard one to get into because
right,
with bonuses that they have, it's like 25% combats. They got nice stacking bonuses, and so like the more you have, the better you're going to do. And if you had 2 and now you just have your 3rd one, you're missing a big chunk.
Yeah.
Them.
And I mean, I could build a Visago, right? I got a bear hull is like 11 and a half days, and I got 10 tokens. So do I really want to devote any shipyard time to a Visago icebreaker? Probably not.
Well, unless they're going to keep on throwing these things out at you. These TLCs, you may not want to use them in your FM, but they're going to keep them alive in the TLCs. But they haven't kept what's the other one? The siege one, the Ironclad.
Ironclad.
They haven't really made that one necessary for a TLC yet that I know of.
Right.
Still better off with the Cannoneers with all of them. That's the only one that they sort of threw underneath the bus, because the Tideseeker is very useful, and now they're making the icebreaker useful. But yeah, the ironclad's
Ironclad's useful in Drac base.
Okay.
But yeah. All right.
Well, I mean, Daniel, you're all kitted up with your icebreaker.
Kind of like how a Ferrari.
Yeah.
Yeah. And how have you tried this TLC?
The new one, no. I'm currently doing the last one of the call to arm before it ends.
Okay.
And I did the third part for no coins with them, and I just ran through without repairing and repaired overnight.
Okay.
And it lasted the third run through. I'm trying to do the same thing with the fourth right now.
Okay. Well, I posted the Hangouts link for anybody that'd like to join us in the after show. It's in the right-hand side, and feel free. And of course, I'm going to discuss how I use the heat gun I used to strip down paint and varnish off of a piece of furniture in order to make a excellent dessert that combined peanut butter ice cream with bacon and then bruleed bananas on top of the whole thing. It's sort of like an Elvis ice cream cake for anybody that was interested in that.
All right.
Hey, Dunce. So, did anybody have any last words or?
I can give help on this new TLC real quick.
Okay.
Yeah, go for it.
Icebreakers. I know you don't like them, but they're doing it. And then for the first one, but number 5 is a bear. There's a
number
target
5 in the first prize pack
in part 1.
5?
Yeah, that's as far as I am. Is part 1 5. I just finished it.
Okay.
But there's one target that's sitting around those guns that follow you as you run like down the gauntlet. But they're all around.
Wait, are they actually moving are they moving like the mines are? I haven't got that far.
Yeah, you know the guns.
The guns that follow you.
Yeah, they leave the tracers behind you.
Yeah.
And the only thing I found.
The rocket. The rockets.
Yeah.
So you're talking about like the rocket.
That's what it is.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Well, what is it? The name of the mono
Gridiron?
lead ship, the Gridiron.
Yeah.
You have to use the grit, put the other 4, if you have mortars on them, put them at 12 o'clock outside all these massive round things that are there marked as targets, but they're not. And get it inside your yellow ring, and then take a run up at it with the Gridiron so that it'll use, then all the mortars will hit it. But you have to go round the rosy. You'll see, when you look at it, you'll see it. There's a pedestal in the middle with guns on it. And then you have to go around, and it might take once or twice. And but you got to put the mortars on the outside, like at 12 o'clock, and then come at it with the Gridiron. Everything else was easy up to that point.
So the Gridiron is forced to do precision turning?
And speed. You'll probably lose your Gridiron and I had to go at it twice. But you guys all know I'm a crappy driver.
But this is level 1 of a TLC.
1, part 5. Yes. And I'm just getting ready to start the next one.
Well, I did get the icebreaker tokens. Do your icebreakers have charged armors? Do they need charged armors?
Yes.
Okay.
Now, come on. I know you've been buying them.
Well, you get some in the TLC.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's okay. They're 2 days to put on.
Yeah.
I don't even have V's on mine. I don't even have them. I don't think I have that many tokens.
Yeah, so I put I refit 3 V's and 1 charged armor, and that was a little bit under 4 days. So I used so I had 23 icebreaker build tokens. So I used 8 of them to refit my 2, and then 15 to build the 3rd. But like I said, that fleet still sucks.
Yeah. Now, most of mine, I have 2 boats that have X charged armor on it. The other one, the rest of them are just regular X and M. Because I didn't buy them the first time they were offered. But
yeah,
if you want to get this boat,
it's pretty tough.
Yeah. But I was stumped. I couldn't figure out. I was using everything I had, and everything was dying because those things are firing so fast. I wish I could go back into it, but I didn't record it.
I'm more upset that they have required us to build monoliths for some of these targets, and now icebreakers, which again, they were terrible and nobody built them. And then we buffed them and we made the S target sort of okay, but we're still busy building monos, even with all your refit tokens that you gave us. We can't do this.
Yeah.
We got what? Because it was 30 in that first one, and it was 23, I think, for icebreakers in particular in the other campaign. When you give us 50 days of refit tokens, which is almost 2 months, and it's still not enough, that's not our fault anymore.
You guys want to see part of this thing?
Well, okay.
I got sure. I haven't seen any of it yet. I'm game.
Cue the Jaws music. Let's go.
FA, hook them up.
There you go. And most of this one is remembering to hit everything close by first. But there's really no ships. In the mines, as we get lower, ships will come out later.
Oh, yeah, I see them on the radar.
And the other thing that'll happen is a current will come up and start using moving the mines.
They're already moving.
Yeah. But they'll have waves on them later.
They were annoying enough already.
Oh, there's one that's really a bear. When you get to it, it looks like you just have a channel to run.
Oh, so is this the first?
This is number 1 of part 2, and it's just like number 1.
Okay.
Okay. But if you guys want to hold on for a few, I'll run to the bear of them all. And it's like you think you got a straight corridor to go down, but you don't.
That's all the little doors on the side.
Yeah, the door's on the right side, the door on the left side, the door on the right side. And then if you hit the ice, then there's another thing. I wish they would use this much energy in fixing the things that need to be fixed. Yeah, it looks like fun, don't it?
I mean, this one doesn't look too bad, but
oh no, this one's not. Fun. This is calm.
Yeah.
Well, if you look at the V2 ages that are coming up now, they've got little cold snaps on them. Some of them. In the first one, they do. I didn't see any UAVs in the first run through, I don't think.
I think that's it for that one. Come on. Yeah. Yeah, this is it. You precision drivers will like this.
I don't think we will somehow.
And there's those rockets firing at you at the same time.
Oh, and they're shrouded. Oh, that's pretty.
And you're running towards the things that are trying to kill you.
Yes.
Which is nice.
Yeah,
it's
that's
different.
That's viable.
It is different.
Yeah, because no one's ever done that and lived. Boy.
And they don't unshroud either.
You got to go all through the Oh, I see you taking hits.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you got to. Even with icebreakers, you're taking hits from that.
Yeah.
It looks like the lag is not letting stack.
Yeah, that's the other thing. I mean,
and I'm running a fast. I mean, I'm running 1,000 gigabit internet here, so we can't say it's modem delay.
Well, if it's any consolation, I don't really give a crap too much about the radioactive stuff because you need to concentrate it for its power to be there, but neither in base defense nor on base offense has it ever been a good idea to consolidate into everything. Well, except for the Liberator, because that thing was just stupidly OP. And now it's back in vogue. Thanks, Hicks.
Yeah. All right. Let me look at what I got here. Yeah. Now you can do this slow, or I'm just going to go balls to the wall, get it done, and so we can get to the good stuff.
Yeah, you weren't kidding when you said you're not that good a driver.
Nah, I'm just going for balls to the wall now.
Well, I don't know why you split your fleet like that.
Well, I didn't. That's just where I.
Yeah. It's like you could do this one with monoliths.
You probably could.
I watched the guy do the whole thing with monoliths. He was a pretty good driver. He did all right.
Yeah, I think so. You know, the thing I've been doing with monoliths that I think really helps the driving with all the mines and stuff is you shift click them in a path, so that way instead of like when you set your grid to lead and everything else behind, if you shift click down a path, they all kind of follow each other, and so you kind of maintain your spacing with the ships. That's been helping me at least.
Yeah, it does. It helps me now that I know how to do it. I've only been on the game for 5 years, but I let my other ID just go, and it's only at a 60, and it's a 4 million ID. I realized with mistakes I made when I made this one. All right, now we got to go to a Conqueror. He's out of it. And yes, I have the Pride. The Visago. I bought the token. It works though, but if you don't use it you put it down in a corner somewhere.
Right, yeah, see you don't have rank on it. That's okay.
Yeah, I didn't want to pay for that.
Yeah, I hear you. What's this broke ass base?
Glutz won't run it. Easily, anyway, I'm told.
Yeah. Ah, shit, that's right.
You said they will?
Not easily. I think there's sonar.
Oh.
You can use them, but you gotta be careful.
Well, I can't even remember how I beat this last time.
The two prides, I think I watched walk it pretty much.
Well,
two what?
Two prides.
Mm.
The Valiants won't have sonar.
No, I think they got sonar on a turret somewhere.
Yeah, okay.
Either read that or I think I read that somewhere.
Yeah, your pride down on the left there is getting shelled.
Yeah. That's the one we want to keep alive.
You already lost your lead.
Oh, did I?
Yeah. Yeah, you brought that one in first.
Rum, you're good as me.
Yeah, I lose track. It's the drugs.
Yep. That's what I'm blaming on.
All right.
So let this one finish.
You can absolutely do it with Glutz. I've just done it twice. You just have to drive carefully without any.
You gotta watch, bro.
You take no damage. It's just not even being that careful. You just start on the outside, rim everything all the way around, make sure you get out of range, come back in, take out the center, and you're done.
But isn't there a sonar turret in there somewhere?
I have not been hit yet.
Okay. I thought I read something or somebody posted something. I don't know.
Maybe it's number 6.
I have not been hit yet.
It could be the age. Could be my age. I don't know.
There could be one, but it might be easy to splash out.
Okay.
So it doesn't really become an issue.
I have to look.
Yeah, they took a lot of damage this time.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Now here's the bear.
All right.
I will use mud
Lead
Glutz
up
for the next one.
This another another base?
This is something new to me. It may have been out sometime in the past.
Yeah, I know which one. I watched a guy do this one. Yeah. You gotta rim the inside.
Yep. So put those there, and
yep, you gotta kind of hug that wall and go around. That's what he did anyway.
Yeah, I'm gonna position that right there, and then we'll take.
Oh, you got to hit that thing at the back.
Yep.
Inside.
But you got to wait for them to all get. Whoa, that's firing early. I got too close. But you basically have to wait here until they get in position.
And so you got to go hit that. It seems like the best one for that would potentially be the Zelos with the because it doesn't have better turn speeds in the grid. And
I don't know. They might have worked. I think that's the only one I didn't try.
Ballistic only tickles the boats, though. You won't be able to kill the boats with the Zelos unless you've got something really powerful on them.
No, but I'm saying to spot, to try and hit that. I don't know. I'm just talking out loud.
No, that seems smart.
So what I do is I
turn hard right.
Yeah, you can't. You're getting a little too close there, man.
Yeah, ooh, that was scary.
But now just let them.
Oh, I see. Yeah, you want to keep your distance from those things when you can, and so then the shells will take more time to get to you, and so they're less likely to catch up.
Like I'm not doing there.
Yeah, like
Come
that.
on.
Don't stop, man.
Don't
I
stop.
know, it got me. It got me.
Yeah,
I
would
did. I'm
probably-
over here clicking away and nothing's happening.
Yeah, I would probably recommend, after watching that, I'd probably recommend people use the Zelos, like I was saying earlier.
Yeah,
Just
this
spot
is
and keep your
hard to
gridirons there.
describe.
So
I
so then
think I
the
do it with monos, and he stacked them and went in like you did with your gridiron. You
Mhm.
just ran the whole stacked fleet in there like that.
Yeah, I've been trying to stack them, but
it's
the
risky.
lag is just so bad. It's ridiculous.
So again, and that's, I was talking before about the shift click. If you set a path through there, right?
Mhm.
That
Oh,
that
gotcha.
kind of stays, right? So even if you get a burst of lag, it's the path. It's still going to follow the path you set.
Yeah, he's talking. Yeah, there you go. Like the shift click. There you go.
Yep.
You're not hearing my TV in the background, are you?
Sure are.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
are.
but that's okay.
No,
We need entertainment.
I don't want that.
At least it's not Becker.
Not yet.
It just sounded like squealing noises. I was hot.
No, it's my wife. Big boy.
It wasn't the TV.
Well, it's
So then,
All right. Well, that's pretty cool.
so
Yeah.
that's it. And then you have all these guys coming after you.
Oh my
It
goodness.
sucks with your ships way up there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
again,
especially-
you're sailing right next to those turrets that are kicking your ass.
they are kicking your butt.
Yeah. I'm not paying attention. That's all.
well, at least we've got an overview. Not necessarily a how-to video, but at least an
Yeah.
overview.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the next one, I don't know what the next one's like.
Does that actually mean
Find
the icebreakers will do something for me now?
I used icebreakers on it
Yeah.
on this one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, on this one?
I wouldn't see a reason not to use icebreakers.
Sweet.
'Cause they
I
keep
just
the speed good.
The speed
I
was
just
good.
couldn't get them stacked.
The speed was good. I didn't have any. I don't have anything on the Visago's icebreaker other than a rocket and an engine, so I just left it in the corner, and I just ran around in circles as fast as I could, killing what I could, and just got out of it. I think it was 7 or 8 coins first time around, just trying to learn it.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty. Well, is anybody? I'm gonna post the. Now that everybody knows all the secrets to the current TLC.
That'll help a little, I hope.
Oh no, I
Yeah,
think it's gonna help a lot.
Thanks,
as
Dennis.
far
That
as-
was real helpful.
Oh,
Yeah.
you're welcome.
Seeing the targets and understanding the mechanisms behind it. But I was going to, it's 8:19. Larry likes to be punctual, so even though he's not in his chair, so
No,
we
I'm
can
in my
talk about
chair.
him.
Sorry, I'm just leaning over.
Oh, okay, all right. You're on.
I'm not in my chair. I'm in my chair. I'm not in my chair.
So I posted the Hangouts in the chat, even though it's been not functioning all day. But if anybody would like to join us, and does anybody have any parting words?
No. Good night.
Nope. You're not going to say screw nods or anything like that?
Screw the
All right.
mods. What?